It's right on 3 o'clock now. I'm going to start and say welcome. My name's Margaret Diefenbach. I'm an accredited exercise physiologist and I started out in cardiac rehab actually. So I did my undergrad in human movement studies, so that was applied science. Then I did my master's in scientific studies, exercise management. So that's where I specialised in chronic disease populations, but my first love with work was cardiac rehab. So I got to help people rehabilitate after their heart event or heart surgery. So it was really great working with that population because once you've had such a serious event or scare like that, they are very motivated to make some real changes in their life. So that's basically my background. I thought that Oilve Essentials would work really well. So I just wanted to also state right at the very beginning is that any products that of Young Living's, they are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure or prevent any type of illness or disease. So I just thought I'd make that statement very clear. The other thing is, if you are already on medication, and you're thinking about taking supplements, you need to consult either your GP or your pharmacist. It's easier probably sometimes to access your pharmacist. They are very well qualified in telling you all of the different drug interactions. And if you take the supplements in or information about your supplements in, they will have a look at the ingredients. They'll look at your medications and say, this is contraindicated or you shouldn't take these two at the same time. So don't do that. So that's why it's important that if you are starting anything new and you are already on medication, then please check that out. All right, so I'm going to, see we're talking about Oilve Essentials and I've just realised that I haven't got my bottle. Lily, can you please get my bottle of Oilve Essentials, please? I'm really sorry that I forgot that. But anyway, so I'm going to start off now with nutritional facts about the humble olive. So I started learning about olives when I was doing a lot of prac work in cardiac rehab. So I did a lot of prac work at the Wesley Hospital in Brisbane, Queensland. And they had a number of cardiologists who were actually doing a lot of studies at that present time on the Mediterranean diet. So that was back in the 90s, so mid-90s, Oilve Essentials. And they were realising how good the Mediterranean diet was and what it was about the diet, Mediterranean diet that was so good. And one of the things was olives and olive oil. Okay, so so the humble olive, we've got, it contains 11 to 15% of fat. And the majority of that type of fat is the monounsaturated fatty acid, which is why it's such a good thing for you. And that's the main component of olive oil. And carbs, so basically olives have 4 to 6% of carbs, which means that they are a low carb fruit, which is why they're probably very good for people who have diabetes, but also any person with cardiovascular disease, or to try and help lower the amount of carbs that we have. It does have a fairly good source of fibre, but it's not real high, and it's only about, so it's saying here 10 olives only provide about 1.5 grams of fibre. So all right, vitamins and minerals. So olives are a good source of several vitamins and minerals. And the primary one is vitamin E, because that's got a very high fat content. And that's why it's vitamin E is known as a very powerful antioxidant. Iron, so you've got black olives. So they're a good source of iron, which is important for your blood cell to transport oxygen. There is some copper in olives as well, and you've got some calcium, and it is reported that there's some sodium, but that's only really because olives are usually packed in brine or salty water, and that's where, and so they would absorb some of that too. So, all right, so from the humble olive, we quite often then associate olive oil. So, and there's lots of different terms that are bandied around. So we've got the extra virgin olive oil, so EVU or EVO. And basically, so the Mediterranean diet is now recommended by governments, scientists and health professionals, and is a good example of a nutritional gold standard of what you should be consuming in your diet. So lots and lots and lots of studies that have been done since the mid-90s as well, advocating the benefits of that. So it's based on traditional dietary patterns of Southern Europe, and it's characterised by a high consumption of extra virgin olive oil, legumes, unrefined cereals, fruits and vegetables, and a moderate to high consumption of fish and dairy products, and a low consumption of non-fish meat. So I know for myself, I eat too much red meat, and that's something that I need to take more note of and try and reduce that. So there are a number of absolutely plenty of studies, research studies, and I had a look on the Olive Wellness Institute, and they've got a lot of studies that have reported lots of benefits. And on that particular site, and because we're talking about the Mediterranean diet, all right, those research studies have said that prevention of overall mortality, which means reduced overall mortality, reduced mortality from cardiovascular disease, and it's also from cancer. They're also saying that prevention of cardiovascular disease, coronary heart disease, so that's slightly different etiologies there, and heart attacks, myocardial infarction. That's because the Mediterranean diet looks to reduce blood pressure, improve blood lipid profile, so the good and the bad cholesterol levels there, it helps to improve that. And then it decreases endothelial dysfunction. So you may have seen my previous talk on why low tox. So initially, inflammation starts at the cellular level, and it's usually the lining of the cells. So that's what we call the endothelial dysfunction. So the lining of the individual cells and vessels is what starts with the inflammation first. And then the research also shows it decreases body mass index and waist circumference. So that's pretty good. And it also shows reduced inflammation too by about 30% in cardiovascular disease mortality with that Mediterranean diet and with the EVO, so extra virgin olive oil. Excuse me, my dogs are barking. Lola, can you just let them out, please? Sorry. Okay, so, and the research also shows with the Mediterranean diet and the extra virgin olive oil decreases the incidence of type 2 diabetes, decreased body weight, increased glucose metabolism in existing type 2 diabetes cases, decreases fasting glucose and insulin, but it also increases your insulin sensitivity, which is extremely important that we do that, because typically type 2 diabetics have the problem of having insulin resistance. And then it's shown that the HbA1c, which is actually a measure of how well your blood glucose levels are controlled, there's a reduction in that as well. It has shown to good effects for the prevention of neurodegenerative diseases as well. So improve cognitive function in cognitive healthy participants, but it also 13% reduction in Parkinson's and Alzheimer's as well. The Mediterranean diet and extra virgin olive oil also shows prevention of mood disorders. So I found this really interesting. And it certainly has helped me since I've been religiously taking it as well. So reduction in the severity of depression in individuals with existing depression. They also quote reversal of fatty liver disease and prevention of overweight and obesity. So that is actually on the olivewellnessinstitute.org website if you wanted to look at all that info. I can put these links up in the comment section afterwards as well. So from the extra virgin olive oil, that takes me on to the topic of which olive oils are best to buy, because when I did a bit of research, and I've known this for a little while too, there's a thing called olive oil fraud, because the pull for almighty dollar. Companies want to make their dollar go further. So they want to decrease their costs and increase their profits. So what they do is they actually add in vegetable oils to the olive oil as well. And so that adulterates it. They also cut corners with processing. So it really should be cold pressed. And so when anything is heated, it changes the chemical constituents as well. And there's quite a lot of companies out there that are doing the wrong thing. So I will also put this particular information or link up into the comments later on. I won't do that straight away because I want to go swimming as soon as I finish this. But basically, I just wanted to make sure. So I'll just show you this little graphic there. You might not be able to see, but olive oil fraud, that extra virgin probably isn't virgin. So that's what you need to actually do. They're not like Young Living actually say too, that oils are not oils. The same with olive oils as well. The same thing can be done incorrect with processing and harvesting. So what can you do? Basically, I think in summary, if you have a look on that site, it'll tell you more details. But for extra virgin olive oil, you need to look at cold pressed, and that's what you want, cold pressed Evo. All right, so a couple of brands that I recognise in Australia, the Cobram Estate, that's Australia's most awarded brand for good quality olive oil. And the other one is their Bertolli Organic Extra Virgin Olive Oil. Now, some of their other oils, I think, can be a bit adulterated, but because it's organic, you can do that according to this particular article. And that was last updated on the January the 14th, 2021. So it's pretty recent. All right, and I'll put that up in there for you to have a look at. So then that takes me on to the Young Living's Olive Essentials. So this information that I'm going to share with you is directly out of Jen O'Sullivan's desk reference for supplements. So really good information. I don't have that book, but Kylie sent me some info on that out of that, and that's made me want to go, hey, I want to get that book. So all right, so basically Olive Essentials, so it's this one here, right? It's basically a game changer for optimal health. So you heard about what I just said about Mediterranean diet and extra virgin olive oil. Well, I'm going to go on to what this is. So it gives you the same amount of polyphenol called hydroxytyrosol in one capsule as if you consume 1 full litre of olive oil. So obviously without the side effects. So if you imagine drinking or having a whole litre of olive oil, what that would do, right? So the same amount of the hydroxytyrosol in one capsule versus 1 litre of olive oil. So the polyphenols are medically recognised. So that's research done on polyphenols. They are recognised to support heart health, immune system, and help to decrease oxidative stress. Studies on hydroxytyrosol have shown cardiovascular benefits as well as reductions in LDL cholesterol. So LDL cholesterol is the low density lipoprotein, and that's the one that is what they often refer to as bad. But to be honest, our body produces cholesterol when we are in the fighting or in stress response and inflammation response. So it is a normal thing that your body produces cholesterol, and LDL is one of those things. So sometimes if you get a test done, if there's something going on underneath, you'll quite often find that your cholesterol levels will automatically be elevated. That doesn't mean to say you have a problem. It is if it's a chronic condition and it goes on and on and on for a while and it doesn't come down. Then it does become chronic, and then because anything that's staying in the inflamed state for any length of time causes further damage to your body. So going on, the hydroxytyrosol is considered to be one of the most powerful antioxidant compounds available from nature and has 2 times more antioxidant power than the well-known powerhouse green tea. So I found that very interesting as well. It is known to benefit cells, skin, and eyes, as well as help ease inflammation and support overall body health. So the ingredients on this little powerhouse, is hydroxytyrosol, which is gained from the olive fruit. So these are from the olive fruit and the leaves. So it's not actually pressed for the oil. So they do it as the olive itself and the leaf. So that's 20 milligrams. That's why they're saying, so one capsule has got 20 milligrams of that, which is equivalent to that 1 full litre of olive oil. All right, so then the olive essential blend. So you've got olive fruit extract, olive leaf extract, parsley essential oil, and rosemary essential oil. So the other ingredients relate to the actual capsule itself. So you've got your microcrystalline cellulose and the capsule, and the magnesium cetate or cetate. So that's just an enzyme compound basically, and you'll find that those things are always in capsules. So what do the ingredients do? So the hydroxytyrosol supports cardiovascular health and may reduce LDL cholesterol. So olive essentials blend, you've got olive fruit extract. It's the antioxidant, supports blood pressure, heart and immune function. So those are some common things that, if you remember what I talked about, the Mediterranean diet and the EVO, the extra virgin olive oil, those benefits were in there as well. With olive leaf extract, it reduces inflammation, supports immune function. Parsley essential oil supports internal cleansing, digestion and immune function. And then the rosemary essential oil supports immune function and respiratory health. So the beauty of the essential oils, remember what I've learned previously, and I know others have as well, is that the essential oils increase the bioavailability of whatever it is you're taking. And it just, your body is able to take it in and absorb it and use it the way it's much more effectively the way it's meant to. The other ingredients, of course, just refers to the capsule itself. So the microcrystalline cellulose is an anti-caking agent for the powder. And you've got the capsule lining itself, and then you've got the magnesium cetate, which is a substrate. So I wanted to take you on to now basically comments from Young Living. So this is something that they've put out, and it was in Jen O'Sullivan's book. So this is what they've said, and I'll read it out to you so I do not misquote them. Discover a keystone of the Mediterranean lifestyle with olive essentials, featuring ingredients hand-picked to support your overall well-being and heart health. It's sure to become a staple in your home. Olive Essentials features hydroxytyrosol from Spanish olives, a naturally occurring compound that contributes to the fruit's healthy reputation. Each capsule of Olive Essentials has as much hydroxytyrosol as 1 litre of extra virgin olive oil, delivering a concentrated amount of this invaluable compound. Hydroxytyrosol is a flavonoic compound obtained from olive fruit and leaves. It is considered a powerful antioxidant compound with beneficial properties that support overall health. The formula also features rosemary vitality essential oil to help keep your healthy immune system in top shape, while parsley vitality essential oil goes to work promoting internal cleansing. So I just wanted to say that the statements about the supplements and the ingredients have not been endorsed by the FDA, which is the Food and Drug Administration of America, and obviously not TGA of Australia either. So Young Living products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. So that also takes us on to, I have seen comments in different Facebook groups about giving olive oil and also supplements to their pets. So there are studies that show that basically look at the individual ingredients. So olive oil, it is shown that olive oil is really good for dogs. So the same, very similar benefits that we get as humans, the dogs can as well. And I've heard that you can give your cats Olive Essentials as well. So I know that there are some people who do that. Olive oil tastes good for the dog. It helps the dog lose weight. It promotes optimal canine health. It defends the dog's immune system. Olive oil could extend your dog's life. It's good for a dog's brain. It provides an energy boost to your dog, and it's also a very good beauty treatment as well for their skin and their hair. So those things are very common to the benefits that we have as well. But obviously you need to be careful with how much you're giving them. So if you are not sure, please go and ask the vet in relation to what you're going to give your dogs or cats or any particular pets. So I'm going to try and see if I can actually answer some questions. So let me just go on over and I'll have a look through. Yes, Kylie, rosemary and parsley are such powerful oils, yes. Kylie was saying that her daughter has had thyroid issues, anxiety, and tends to study, work long hours. She has been run down, so we increased her Ningxia and has Omega Dries daily too, and you added Olive Essentials for overall wellness as she's heading into a big year. So that's actually very true. And I myself, since I have been doing, taking Olive Essentials regularly every day for quite a few, almost a year now, not quite, probably maybe 8 months. You know, I've felt much better. It has helped me out of a lot of different things as well. And yeah, so basically that's it. Okay, I don't see any other comments in there. My dog has a heart condition, so we add Olive Essential and Agility. So there you go. So as I said, with your pets, the general rule of thumb is to go smaller. So they're like kids. So small puppies and small dogs are like babies or infants, and then the larger dogs are probably more like a children's-sized dose. But again, please check with your veterinarian before giving your pets any type of supplement that we have, so that they can check that and it's not going to have any adverse effect on them. So I just want to say thank you so much. I have been in cardiac rehab for a long time. It's been interesting because as part of my prac work, I had to actually go and watch a heart operation. I actually went in and watched an open heart bypass surgery. This was at the PA, and that was such a privilege because you get to see what the person goes through when they're having open heart surgery, when they're having bypass. And it's so fascinating. The surgeons know exactly what they're doing and they're so confident that I saw this surgeon, they will pick the heart up. So once the chest is open, they'll, you know, pull the rib cage open and they'll put clamps in it so it doesn't close. I'm sorry if I'm being gross, and they would actually eyeball the heart. Okay, don't forget that your blood is going in a bypass machine. That's why they're actually calling it a bypass, cardiac bypass, because your blood has to go not through your heart, but so then the machine does the pumping and the cleaning and stuff for you. And anyway, she took it out and flipped the heart over and had a look on the underside of it, and they eyeball it to see if they can see, you know, is there any damage. And when I saw that, I went, she's holding this person's heart in her hand. And I was just blown away. So, and she just gently put it back. And then watching the vascular surgeon harvest the vessels from a person's body as well, because then they have to use some kind of vessel to do a bypass. And the whole process is just so fascinating. But once you see that kind of thing, you'll never forget it. And you really want to help people to have their health the most beneficial that they can be, the healthiest that they can be, reducing the inflammation, reducing your toxic load, having a good balanced diet, moving in everyday life, not being sedentary, but forgetting about the all or none principle as well, because that doesn't suit everybody, going gung-ho with exercise. But your diet, reducing your toxic load, and movement of your body is just so crucial to trying to give you the best possible chance to have a long and healthy life, because you do not want to age when you're sick and diseased. So my question to you is, are you aging well? Are you setting yourself up now for healthy aging when you're later on? Because I also see the other end of the spectrum, where I'm also doing exercise prescription for people in aged care in falls prevention. And if you don't set yourself up for healthy aging now, you're in for a hard time when you're old and you need to go to a nursing home. So I'm just really want to encourage everybody to do that. So thank you, everyone. I don't see that there's any other questions or anything there. So I just really want to appreciate coming along and listening in to this session. I hope you found it useful. As I said, I will post those links later on this evening, but I'm off for a swim because it's blooming hot here. All right, thank you. And I'll just go back here to here, and I'll catch you later. All right, have a really great afternoon. Bye.